How do you grade this paper version? The Moodle is auto grade, except for the essays. And so he worked very hard at creating question types that if the kids drag and drop, the only thing that can't be graded is when the kids have to type.
And then as a teacher, you get that printed out?
It would be in the Moodle gradebook. And then so you would get like the raw percentage, but you would obviously have to go back and correct for the essay portion. But then at that point it would spit out. But yeah, I don't know how Moodle would quote unquote integrate with your, and I think we talked about this when we met too.
Yeah, okay.
So. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes.
Because I looked at the
Yeah.
version, I was like, this is different.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you said that. So, I'm sorry, what was it again? Paul. Paul just pointed out that there was an error in the PDF, and actually when I was demoing the high school course, he had matched the audio up wrong. So one audio was reading the primary resource on the next question. He fixed that since, but, okay. Okay, so did that answer the, I'm going to go back to the testlet. Did that answer, so everybody knows how to get to the paper variations of these, right? And those folders will exist. I mean, right now it's US, right? So this is for you to share back with your US counterparts. But again, I make sure the reason I'm doing this is so you can see the different question types. And don't get bogged down on thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to log into Moodle, I've got to do this. No, actually, I was listening to David explain it because he did this presentation at Traverse Bay, and he is offering to take whatever you create in a paper format that or an online format that I'm going to show you how to get to. Whatever you create, even if you throw out some bigger ideas or a link to a video, he has been taking that and repackaging it to, we want to try to have you get it as final as you can, but you might say, like, obviously a primary resource document will be read. You don't have to create an audio file and submit that. He's going to take care of that. You might have 4 or 5 big ideas or reference a YouTube video that needs to be remade because it's maybe got common licensing coverage. He'll remake that video if it's a video you want to use. He'll just kind of repackage it so it gets the content across to the kids that they need to create the context for them to answer the question. If you want it to do a matching thing, you can set it up like old school matching and he'll fit it into to the Moodle. You could do a Venn diagram kind of thing. I just wanted to show you some of the different thinking so I can start getting your minds going on what your questions might look like as we get into that brainstorming. So here's 2 primary resource documents, and you'll notice that this is a multiple choice question, and it says how are Pinckney's treaty and Jay's treaty both beneficial, and so the kids have to select an answer based on reading the 2 or listening to the 2 primary resource documents. And anytime you have a primary resource document, you're going to have typically audio if necessary. Okay, so here's one. So here's your 2 political parties, and so this is getting at, which statements best portray the views. And so this is a drag and drop, so I'm just going to drag it and drop it. I think it's not working quite as well because my screen is shrunk to do the other. So it's projecting, so it's making my screen squished. And I will say, as Paul pointed out, these are in pilot review, so there are edits and other things to be done. I will go back to the fact that I cannot believe he was able to turn this over based on the parameters I'm giving you. That's the part that I've been just amazed with. So looks like, okay. Okay, so I don't think there's any other question types on that particular one. But you get an idea of the drag and drop feel. The audio will be read. We could do a mini video. I think that's in 5th grade where the video exists. So what I want to do is I want to give you a chance. Let's take 10 minutes. Why don't you play around in the different testlets and see the different question types just to get a feel for it, right? I kind of showcased a couple, but instead of me walking you through it, why don't you play and submit or not submit, and I'll come around and just kind of check in with you. All right? Any questions? Just getting familiar with the question types is our lens right now. Just our question types.